1a. Let's take a look at 1a. F of x, x squared times ln of x. So do we do product rule is the question.
Yes.
Okay? This is not just a constant. If this was just a constant at the front, then we wouldn't have to do product rule if it was just a constant, or if it was pi, or right, if it was pi over 2 or whatever. But because there is a definite function of x there and another function of x here, right, and they are multiplied together, we have to do product rule. Yeah. So the product rule is the derivative of the first, which is 2x times the second, plus the first times the derivative of the second. The derivative of the second here we just learned is 1 over x. So simplified here, this is going to go with this. All right, so it's 2x ln x plus x. So b, we have square root of ln of x, which, remember, you could rewrite as ln of x to the power of 1/2, right? So if you want to do that, that might make the power rule a little bit more evident, but you're at a level now where hopefully you aren't stuck with this, like, oh my goodness, what do I do with the square root sign? Hopefully you can say, oh, okay, that's power of 1/2, I do power rule first, right? So obviously there's an outside layer here. This, we have to do power rule first. And then the inside layer is ln of x. And then a third layer would be just x, but as soon as you get down to x, you don't really count that as a layer, right? So this is going to be 1/2 times, you don't change anything inside, to the power of negative 1/2, right? This is just power rule so far, times the derivative of ln of x, which is 1 over x. So when this is all simplified, this is on the bottom, the denominator, this is in the denominator, this is in the denominator. So you have 1 over 2x root ln of x. Questions? Yeah. Okay, 1c here, what you have to be careful with is that you can't separate these into two different functions like that. Remember, logarithm, natural logarithm, same as sine, cosine and stuff, right? You can't split them up. They all are one part. So this is not, it's not like ln times x cubed plus 1. That doesn't make sense. So make sure you don't do that. But what you have to instead view this as an outside function, which is the ln of u, times the inside function, which is this x cubed plus 1. So outside layer, inside layer. So that means we have to do chain rule. Okay? So let's just clear that up there. So the derivative of ln of u, or ln of blah, is what? Right, is 1 over u, which in this case is what? Right, so you just leave all that alone, the first step. Don't touch the inside function. Now we're going to take the derivative of the inside function, and we're going to multiply this whole thing by the derivative of x cubed plus 1, which is? Squared, 3x squared. So simplified, that's going to be 3x squared over x cubed plus 1. And please don't try and simplify this 3x cubed and x, or 3x squared x cubed. Don't try and eliminate x's from the top and the bottom here. These are not factors. This is a plus, so can't do that. You could factor x cubed plus 1 into a, it's a sum of cubes, so you could factor that, but you don't have to because there's no common factor on the top and the bottom. You're not going to be able to simplify it at all, so this is fine. Capiche?